Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zeng here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Ranked, and we're just jumping right into things. In yesterday's episode, we showed off the team that I brought to Dallas Regionals, so I'm going to play with this team for a couple of more days, and then we'll switch to some cool teams that were featured and did well at Dallas Regionals, including the two teams from the finalists. I think both of those teams are really neat. I want to showcase those. But thanks to you guys for watching as always, and let's just jump into today's episode. We're going up against a pretty hyper-offensive team from our opponents in here with Whimsicott, Dragapult, Sylveon, Hydreigon, Hawlucha, and the Darmanitan. So that's some like really speedy stuff. And I have no doubt my opponents can be going with Whimsicott immediately. This is where Togekiss could actually be interesting because we could just get an Airstream boost immediately. The only problem with Togekiss is if my opponent leads Whimsicott, Darmanitan, which I think is actually pretty likely. But if they don't lead Darmanitan, then Togekiss can actually kind of just sweep through immediately after turn 1. So the question is whether I want to gamble with that. What I could do is lead Whimsicott, Togekiss, and then have something that resists Darmanitan in the back, like Rotom. So can switch into like an Ice Cold Crash. It feels really odd not bringing Duraludon into this matchup, but it is just slower than everything if Tailwind is set up. So I feel like in this case, Conkeldurr might actually be better because it can one-shot the Darmanitan and has priority Mach Punch. Duraludon's still a solid Pokemon, though. Yeah, I'll bring it anyway. So, we're going to get into it. As always, if you guys enjoy Road to Ranked, please share support by leaving a like in the video. I'd really appreciate it. And we officially passed 99,000 subscribers yesterday, so we are on the path to 100K, guys. That is so crazy to me. And, yeah, we'll probably hit it before or sometime in the next week. But regardless, I just want to say thank you to everyone who continues to come out and watch the content. It really means the world to me. And, I've been having so much fun making these videos, and I hope you guys have been enjoying it. So, it's going to be Whimsicott and Dragapult, which actually isn't too bad here. I think it actually might be worthwhile to go for a taunt here onto the opposing Whimsicott, because if we get it, that actually puts us in a phenomenal position. Although we actually could just Tailwind and Airstream as well. That also works out, I think. Yeah, I'm not against going for Tailwind, Dynamaxing here, and Max Airstreaming. It's not the Darmanitan lead, so I'm super happy to see that. And by going for this, we basically immediately get the speed boosts. The Dragapult could have Max Airstream on its own, though. But I still want to get the speed boost in case there is that Darmanitan in the back. I'd rather just get speedier. So I expect Dragapult to Dynamax here, which it does. Question of the day also is whether you've tried out Temtem yet. It's like basically a game that's pretty similar to Pokemon. I think the beta came out yesterday, so I haven't tried it out myself yet, but a lot of people have been talking about it because it's trying to do basically what competitive Pokemon does, but I think take out a lot of the RNG mechanics that are often involved in competitive Pokemon. So here's what people's thoughts on that game are. So here, it could also be like Max Steel Spike from the Dragapult, but I don't think that one-shots Togekiss. And if you do go for Steel Spike, we survive, we get the speed boost, and then we'll be faster going into next turn. So, let's see. Tricky thing about Best of 1 Dragapult is you never know what kind of set it's running. But, oh, it's actually going to be Helping Hand coming out. Helping Hand Steel Spike might KO with Life Orb then. Okay. But this means we'll be able to taunt our opponent's Whimsicott, even if Togekiss goes down here. So, not like amazing. I don't think Starfall was KOing there. Unfortunately, we don't get the crit there. If we crit Starfall, we probably KO, so maybe it was worth just going for the 50-50 turn 1 immediately there. But it's just Max Phantasm, right? Let's see if this knocks us out. No, it does not. Okay, that's kind of surprising then, because now we actually have Taunt. So we can actually just Taunt Whimsicott to deny any utility, and go for a Max Starfall to knock out the Dragapult. So I think this actually puts us in a really solid position. So we can just Taunt and Starfall. The Dragapult here might protect. It is Life Orbed, so it's not going to be super bulky. But no Max Guard, which is perfect. So we're going to Taunt Whimsicott. Suppose it's going for Tailwind. Yep, that's part of the reason why I started running Taunt on my Whimsicott. So we're going to go for Max Starfall, and we're going to get the knockout, which is beautiful. So not only do we knock out our opponent's Dynamax Pokemon, but we also now have Whimsicott that's taunted, and we've got the Airstream boost, so we're super fast with both Whimsicott and Togekiss. So what we can do next turn is probably just Fake Tears and go for an Airstream or Starfall into whatever is coming in here for the Dragapult slot. Because Whimsicott Moonblast won't knock us out anyway at this point. If we get a critical hit, whatever's coming is definitely getting knocked out. It's actually going to be that Sylveon, so I think Sylveon should survive the Fake Tears combo here. But we're going to still want to knock that out. It is our last turn of Dynamax, though. I mean, I could see Sylveon protecting here. So it could be better to double up actually into the... Let's see, we still have multiple turns of Tailwind left too, or 2 turns after this turn. I think I'm actually going to go for the knockout here onto the Whimsicott because we know it's taunted, so it either gets a KO or whatever's coming in is taking a lot of damage. What I don't want to happen is... And Sylveon doesn't end up protecting, okay. But I'm not sure Hyper Voice is knocking out my Togekiss anyway, and I just want to guarantee a knockout because I know I'll be faster than the Sylveon with what I have in the back. And I'll still have a turn of Tailwind after this turn, so... Yeah, playing it a little bit safer there, because I don't think Fake Tears plus Max Airstream actually knocks out Sylveon anyway, unless we get the crit, so I'd rather just guarantee a knockout this turn on something else. I think we survive Hyper Voice here. Yep, perfect. So we're up 4-2, we still have another turn of Tailwind, we'll see what my opponent's last Pokemon is. Ideally, it's something like Darmanitan, which we can just snipe off. It's going to be Hawlucha. Okay, that's kind of cool. Mold Breaker Hawlucha. Huh. I think Rotom plus Duraludon should be able to close this out. I'm going to Dazzling Gleam with Whimsicott, or sorry, with Togekiss. Just wondering if there's merit to switching out Whimsicott into Rotom so I get another speed boost. Or another Tailwind off in this game. You should be faster than Hawlucha. I didn't have Seed either. So we could double up onto that slot with Moonblast and Dazzling. But I think he could protect here. I suppose he could set up Tailwind as well, though. So maybe it's better just to play it safe here. Yeah, even if we lose both Pokemon this turn, that's fine. He's got Quick Attack. Okay. That makes sense. It's not too surprising to see that. But we will get Moonblast off here. Should do a ton of damage. Wow, actually just picks up the knockout. Okay, nice. Interesting to see Hawlucha there with Mold Breaker. I didn't even know it had Mold Breaker, to be honest. So we can just bring in Rotom and clean up. So, like I said, I thought Togekiss could sweep through my opponent's entire team as long as Darmanitan didn't come out as a lead, and fortunately enough, Darmanitan didn't. If my opponent did bring out Darmanitan Whimsicott, though, what I could have done is just pivot out the Togekiss into Rotom turn 1 and go for probably a taunt onto the opposing Whimsicott, to be honest. Because in this game, like, we were able to win because we were just faster the entire time, basically. So, just go for Fake Tears, Thunderbolt. And having that speed advantage was a really, really big deal. Because my opponent's team was, you know, pretty hyper-offensive as well. So, interesting to see Hawlucha there in the back. I think the lead was a dream here for Togekiss, like, especially because there was no Steel Spike there on the Dragapult. So, yeah, Togekiss is just really bulky once Dynamaxed, and even though we didn't get any crits, we didn't really need it in this game. And that's why Taunt can be a really good move on Whimsicott, because sometimes players will opt to not Tailwind on that first turn to stagger their Tailwind and get an extra turn, basically. But you can basically take advantage of that in scenarios with Taunt and ensure that you'll be faster the next couple of turns. So, yeah, bunch of things coming in big here. Taunt really displaying why it's super good, and then offensive Togekiss showing why it can be super good as well. So this Togekiss was pretty speedy. It was EV to outspeed, like, max speed Butterfree, which I was not having fun playing against. A lot of special attack and then HP investment as well, so, you know, it's kind of mixed between HP, special attack, and speed. But basically, like, if you're ever going up against opposing Tailwind teams and they don't have an effective way to, like, get a 1-hit KO onto Togekiss, like, if they don't have, like, Life Orb Duraludon or Excadrill, Togekiss can really just sweep through and get some big wins. So, next game here, we're actually up against one of those Pokemon I just mentioned, the Excadrill, but it's Excadrill, Togekiss, Vanillux, Whimsicott, Chandelure, and the Dracovish. So, this combo is always really scary. I'm actually inclined to lead Togekiss here again, making the call that my opponent's not going to lead Excadrill. So the problem here is that I normally like to go like Whimsicott, Duraludon, but if my opponent leads Whimsicott and Vanillux, which I think is pretty likely, things won't be very pretty. With Whimsicott and Togekiss, what I can do is actually go for Max Flare, which will change the weather. I could also actually just go with Rotom as a lead, but the problem with that is it loses even harder to Excadrill. I don't know if I want to bring Duraludon into this matchup. That's the other thing. Definitely going to go Whimsicott. The thing is that it's almost always sashed Vanillux. So, I like Whimsicott, Rotom maybe. I mean, Rotom pairs up really good against everything unless my opponent leads that Excadrill, which definitely could happen. I think I'm going to go Whimsicott Rotom with Togekiss and Conkeldurr in the back. But Togekiss can give me speed boost actually with Airstream, so maybe we go the same route we did that last game. But we're not going to bring Duraludon this time around, I think. Yeah, we need the Conkeldurr here for the Excadrill. And we're probably not Dynamaxing Duraludon, so I don't feel as comfortable bringing it. The reason we're not Dynamaxing it is because it gets outsped by... We're not outsped, but Vanilluxe still does a ton of damage to us. So it is going to be Whimsicott and Vanilluxe. Okay, yeah. That's kind of what I expected. So we're going to go with Whimsicott and Togekiss. I mean, we probably trade Tailwinds turn 1. I could go for Taunt onto Whimsicott and Max Flare because that allows us to survive. And if we get the Taunt off, we'll get an extra turn of Tailwind, but maybe we don't need that in this game. I'm going to Dynamax Togekiss for sure and Max Flare, I think. Actually, I think Tailwinding, Dynamaxing, and Max Airstreaming is also acceptable here. Just so we get the guaranteed speed boost and Togekiss will outrun everything on our opponent's end. I don't mind that actually, I think. Yeah. I think often here the Whimsicott's not going to have the Focus Sash and Vanilluxe is. Because Vanilluxe, Whimsicott, and the Sash being on Whimsicott is just so counterintuitive. Because you're going to just faint often from your own hail. So if we trade Tailwinds here, but I get a speed boost on Togekiss, I actually think that puts us in a pretty decent spot. I mean, we could have taunted Whimsicott and gone for Max Flare as well. Maybe that could have been better, because that way we'll still have an extra turn of Tailwind. And if we can get Tailwind up whereas our opponent can't, that would be really good. And we went first, so yeah, maybe taunting would have been better, though. Because what the Flare does is it gets rid of the Hail so that we can go for Tailwind the next turn. So I actually think that probably would have been a slightly better play. Oh, it's actually Koba Berry Whimsicott. Okay. Yeah, Flare would have worked out better, I guess. Let's see if we can crit the Airstream. Nice. I think that was a crit. But flaring there, yeah, taunt, I think, yeah, taunt Max Flare there is probably better. Because even if we lose the speed tie there, we'll change the weather. The one downside of that play is if my opponent does have taunt on the Whimsicott, and they might. So, it's hard to say for sure in a best of one. Like, this play still works out pretty fine for us. And now our Togekiss is faster than our opponent's Pokemon, which is great. So the question is who to bring out here. I'm leaning towards Conkeldurr because the main Pokemon I don't want to go up against is that Excadrill. I think that's the one thing really threatening the Togekiss. If Excadrill comes out, we can just Max Flare and Drain Punch it. And looks like that is... it's actually Togekiss. Okay, never mind. Huh. Well, we've got Rock Slide here. We're Salt Vested. We're faster with our Togekiss. If I just switched in Rotom here, we'd be in such a good spot. I might actually just pull the switch out here into Rotom. And go for another Max Airstream onto Togekiss. Yeah, that allows our Rotom to outpace our opponent's Pokemon. Rotom resists pretty much everything that's on the opposing side right now. So I brought in Conkeldurr because I really wanted to pressure the Excadrill if it came out, but it looks like my opponent did not bring it. So let's see if Dynamax comes out. I expect the Togekiss to Dynamax here, yeah. But if we can get a crit onto Airstream especially, I'm not sure if if my opponent's doubling up here. I also could have Rock Slided with Conkeldurr, but I wanted to switch in Rotom because I felt like that was a little safer. Plus I get a speed boost here by Airstreaming as well. But maybe Max Flaring could have been fine onto the Vanilluxe as well to change the weather. He's going to go for the self-weakness policy proc, actually. Okay, that's really smart. I don't know why I didn't call that play, actually. I should have mentioned that. I think our Togekiss probably goes down here, but we'll get an Airstream off before it does. No crit, though, which is unfortunate. I think a crit there might have won us the game. Oh, actually, sorry, that was a crit, but that's just so bulky. Excuse me. And I'm just going to go for an Airstream of its own. Yeah, does that KO? Oh, it goes into Rotom. So much damage. That was a crit. Okay, I wonder if it's Super Luck. Weakness policy. Totally could be the case. Okay, well, that is definitely not super ideal, but I actually think maybe this is alright because we'll get the Airstream off first. with our Togekiss, which allows us to be faster because it gives Rotom the speed boost as well. So we can just double up into Togekiss here, I think, with Airstream and Thunderbolt. Yeah. So we're taking advantage of these Airstreams, basically. So I think this is actually fine, even though we got crit onto Rotom. Thunderbolt should KO. So, yeah, it just goes to show how bulky Togekiss is as a Pokemon. Like, the earlier Airstream was a crit, it did like 20%. Nice. Okay, good. I mean, we probably eat up a Blizzard here, which means that Rotom probably faints. And Togekiss goes down to like a third of health. But I think I'll take that. Yeah. Definitely. Ha! No! That's the one thing we didn't need. Unfortunate RNG this game with both the crit from non-scope lens, Togekiss, and the freeze. I think we would have had this game without those, but we can still win. It depends on what my opponent's last. If the last one is Excadrill, we can still win this easily, actually. That's Excadrill, isn't it? Man, that's frustrating. That is frustrating. But we know there's no weakness policy on the Excadrill. So as long as we don't get frozen on Conkeldurr, I think we're honestly probably fine. Because we can just Drain Punch. Like, Assault Vest Conkeldurr should win this 2v1. But yeah, if we weren't frozen here, we could easily just Heat Wave, which would just kind of wreck both. But I'm going to go for the Drain Punch here. Onto Excadrill and Heat Wave. You just have to get not frozen by Vanillux. Vanillux might go for... As we stay frozen there. Okay. It's just Blizzard Iron hit, I'm sure. We shouldn't take that much damage from the Blizzard. That's so unfortunate. I don't think I would have played this game any differently. But sometimes the RNG is just not on your side. Are you serious? I think my opponent needed that flinch too. Man, that's bonkers. Yeah, that was one of those games where just nothing goes right. I think literally if none of those things happen, like no crit or no freeze or no flinch, we probably win this game. Yeah, and I think you always have to Drain Punch there. I mean, Drain Punch knocks out the Excadrill, heals Conkeldurr all the way back up to full, basically. And then we can just click double Mach Punch to knock out the Vanillux. So we have to avoid 2 freezes, I guess, from the Vanillux to send on the Conkeldurr. But I don't think I would have changed how I played that game at all, honestly. I don't regret bringing in the Conkeldurr either, because I think I have to cover for the Excadrill option switching in, because my opponent did not commit their Dynamax up until that point. And if they bring in Excadrill, then we can do is just Mach Punch and Max Flare into the Excadrill slot. So that was a frustrating game. I mean, a bunch of things where I think, yeah, the Pokemon choices were fine. I think how I wouldn't have changed much about how I played. And sometimes there are those losses where legit, like, there just really aren't many better plays you could have made. I do think actually though, like I said, I could have gone for Taunt Max Flare turn 1, and that actually could have made things easier because then I'll be faster than my opponent the entire time. But yeah, that was one where, I don't know, I don't think I can feel too bad about, because I'm fairly content with how I played that one. So, next game here, really scary team. There's Como, Gyarados, Charizard, Duraludon, Whimsicott, and Togedemaru. So another kind of hyper-offensive team here, which makes me kind of want to go with Togekiss again. It might be 3 for 3 on Togekiss today. Rotom is actually not a bad option here as well, though. Definitely leading Whimsicott, I think. Just wonder if my opponent leads like Togedemaru. I really want to go Whimsicott Togekiss. It's just if my opponent leads Duraludon, but I guess if they do, I can just switch in to something. I actually really want to bring Duraludon here too. I mean, the thing is, Duraludon will sweep through my opponent's team if we're able to deny them the Tailwind. But I need Rotom for the Charizard, I think. And then Conkeldurr is able to wall... I mean, it has Thunder Punch, which can one-shot Gyarados, and Rock Slide, which can one-shot the Charizard, which is the main reason I want to bring it. Plus Drain Punch for Duraludon. But Duraludon on my side is so good in this matchup. Especially if we Dynamax it. I think I'm actually going to bring Duraludon here. Conkeldurr is like a slightly safer call, but being max speed Duraludon means that if they're not max speed on their end, we can outspeed and just pick up big one-hit KOs. Man, that last game was a doozy, though. That was like one of the games where like nothing wants... the game just really doesn't want you to win. There was probably a play or two I could have done better, though, outside of the Flare play I mentioned turn 1. It's going to be Charizard Whimsicott, okay. I really want to taunt the opposing Whimsicott here. I want to taunt Whimsicott and go for a max airstream here onto Charizard. Because if we get that taunt off, it puts us in a phenomenal position. And I don't think we need to be faster here anyway, because our opponent's always outpacing us. But Charizard's not Dynamaxing, it looks like. Or it's really slow, but I'm going to guess it's just choosing not to Dynamax. It could be Sunny Day Heat Wave coming out here, which would make sense too. But if it is Sunny Day Heat Wave, I actually don't mind that at all. Because Togekiss will actually take that relatively well. We might just knock out Charizard, and then Whimsicott will be taunted, so it can't Tailwind in the subsequent turns. And we get the taunt off. Oh, that's so good for us. I'm guessing it was going for Sunny Day here. It was, oh, we were actually taunting each other, and Whimsicott actually dodged it. What is this episode today, man? First, in that last game, we got like all the bad rolls, and in this game, we literally got all the good rolls. This is proof that karma exists in Pokemon. Normally I edit DCs out, but I think I'll keep this one in. This episode's been pretty fast-paced anyway. Yeah, I mean, we take those. I mean, yeah, even if... That was literally, like, all the right RNG happening for us. Win the Speed Tie, double Heat Wave Miss, and crit the Airstream. But to be honest, like, even if we got the worst case scenario there, it wouldn't be awful. Like, even if we get taunted and Heat Wave double connects, we still get the Airstream speed boost. If we crit to knock out Charizard, that's also good because we get rid of a really big threat immediately. So, yeah, that was just a really funny game. But I think we actually went up against this team a while back. It's pretty similar to Sajan's team, just with Chandelure. So, I don't remember how we played that. But we were obviously using a different team back then, too. Once again, the scariest thing here is the Darmanitan. Like, our Togekiss is really good if we can knock out Darmanitan. So I think the goal is to actually knock out Darmanitan and then try to sweep through with Togekiss. I want to lead Whimsicott Togekiss so bad, it's just if Darmanitan comes out, it's not pretty for us. So I actually might lead Whimsicott Duraludon. Actually, Duraludon still gets wrecked by Icicle Crash. It might seem weird, but Whimsicott Conkeldurr could actually be alright. Because we can just Mach Punch Moonblast. But I guess this loses pretty hard to other things, I don't know. I just, like, I think the Darmanitan's really powerful here. And I think Whimsicott Darmanitan's like a really likely lead. And if I just want to knock out the Darmanitan because then I can just Dynamax Togekiss and sweep through, I think. So maybe I do go Whimsicott Conkeldurr with Togekiss in the back. Today's been Togekiss's day for sure. I actually think I might bring Duraludon in the back. Maybe Rotom over Conkeldurr would have been better. Because Rotom's really good in this matchup too. I'm not sure how I feel about my Pokemon choice in this one, but we'll see. Man, those back-to-back games though were so funny. So, let's see. I expect Darmanitan here. I'm hoping to see Darmanitan, I think. But no, it's actually Togekiss and Chandelure. Huh. Well, Conkeldurr's definitely in kind of an awkward spot right now. The thing is, this could be Trick Room. I still want to Dynamax the Togekiss in the back. Or even Duraludon, potentially. And I think I'm just going to Tailwind and Rock Slide. Yeah. Rock Slide will still do a lot of damage. You have to Dynamax Togekiss to knock out Conkeldurr. I'm not even sure Dynamax Togekiss actually knocks out Conkeldurr, so... It depends on how offensive it is. We might be faster after Tailwind, actually. It is just the threat of Trick Room. But what I can't afford to do is... No Dynamax comes out, okay. Might be Trick Room coming out then. Rock Slide double connects. Gives us a chance to flinch, which would be really nice. Togekiss flinch. Dude, what is today? Oh man, I'm sorry, man. I can't believe this episode. This episode is actually absurd. What the heck is going on? I mean, the thing here is we still have to worry about Trick Room, so I think I'm actually going to taunt the Chandelure and Rock Slide. I can't believe this. Alright, Togekiss is going to follow me, so I'm thinking that Trick Room probably goes up here, which means this game is actually still pretty scary. Because I could have Moonblast Rock Slided there. But if we flinch Chandelure again, that would just be icing on top. Or just KO here, but no, we don't. Oh my goodness. I can't, dude. Where was this luck at Dallas? Oh my. See, the thing is, it's not. I don't think I needed any of the RNG in the last two games too, but it definitely helps out so much. In the sense that like Trick Room was probably going up here. Oh, I feel so bad, man. I think Moonblast will knock out Togekiss if it gets redirected, so I don't want to actually risk missing here. I'm just gonna Moonblast Thunder Punch. Today was... I wish none of the games we played had RNG, because they would just be more fun like that. Or not more fun, but... yeah, I don't even know what to say. I mean, I think Trick Room was probably going up here, and... okay, so no redirection. Yeah. So this is why Conkeldurr is pretty cool, because it can be used in the Trick Room matchup, but it can also be utilized under Tailwind. But I don't even know what to say. Like, this has been some of the craziest RNG I've ever seen, from getting completely hacked out to hacking our opponents out. So, I mean, these games are fun. I don't think I've ever had an episode where all of this crazy stuff has happened, especially in like back-to-back-to-back episodes. Like, these were 3 games in a row that we played too, which is the funniest part of it all. So it's Passimian and Darmanitan in the back. Yeah. We still have Tailwind up. I mean, we can just Moonblast Mach Punch to knock out the Darmanitan. Yeah. And that's pretty much it. I think Passimian probably... you actually could Dynamax the Darmanitan here, but then you don't have the Choice Scarf boost after that. So let's see what's Dynamaxing. Maybe I could have Dynamaxed Conkeldurr here, actually. But it is Passimian, yeah. I mean, Togekiss is just going to beat that 1v1. Like, we got triple flinches. Like, that's absurd. This has really been the craziest day of RNG I've ever seen. Yeah, so this double up should knock out the Darmanitan, and then we can just Tailwind again, and Togekiss is in the back. So, I mean, anytime you double flinch something, like, that's why Rock Slide's always been such a ridiculous move in Pokemon. But today was really not a great demonstration of actual skill in Pokemon. I don't know. I think that last game, the double Heat Wave miss doesn't really matter much. I think winning that speed tie between the Whimsicots is a pretty big deal, though. But even if even if we lost to Taunt, I mean, even if my opponent won that speed tie and Heat Wave double connects, Airstream, I mean, has a 50% chance of critting the Charizard, and once Charizard's out the way, that paves the way for a lot of things in the back. Like, I don't think my opponent really had too much for Togekiss in that match. But as soon as we won that Taunt speed tie, I think the game was honestly over, because my opponent was going for it as well. So yeah. We can just Tailwind here again and Drain Punch. So, yeah. And our opponent, actually, recognizing his name, is a really solid player from Germany. Was one of the old school VGC players. As we get a crit as icing on top there. This is a ridiculous episode. But, if anything, it demonstrates how... I mean... Yeah, that first loss that we had, like, oh, well, I don't want to run here. I feel like I should, because of the double flinch. I'm assuming the Chandelure was going for Trick Room. I mean, if it wasn't Trick Rooming, then honestly I don't think any of those flinches really had any impact on the game, but surely it was, because if you're running Chandelure, you're pretty much always running Imprison as well. And, yeah, like, after Tailwinding, Trick Room becomes kind of a threat, so I think... My opponent made the better call in this game too, but we just got super lucky. If Trick Room goes up, then it becomes interesting, because I've done around like 50% of damage to both Pokemon, and then it's like a question of stalling out my own Tailwind, where I might switch out Conkeldurr into Rotom. I didn't bring Rotom in this game, never mind. I'd probably swap out Conkeldurr into Togekiss. But to be honest, I think if Trick Room goes up, we probably end up just losing. So this game, I think we definitely should have lost, assuming that Trick Room was going up, and I think Trick Room is pretty much always going up. But, yeah. I think the first... Yeah, if we don't get that first flinch, we're in a really awkward spot. So I think I should have played around Trick Room a little bit better. But I think he went with the right leads here and had a really good combo to counter the Tailwind. He didn't want to deal with the potential like Tailwind war. So I actually needed to counter Trick Room basically. So leading Duraludon like Togekiss would have been really good because we can just Dark Pulse and Dazzling Gleam. But this was not much of a match obviously because of those flinches. So yeah, RNG gives and RNG takes, and today was definitely an episode of Pokemon. So a lot of crazy stuff happening in this one. Definitely not a true demonstration of skill. I don't think I would have played the first 3 games differently, but this last game I think I should have reconsidered how I played turn 1, and I think I needed to play around Trick Room probably a little bit better. Yeah. I don't know. What would I do differently? I mean, I could taunt Rock Slide, I guess, but that kind of loses to Togekiss Dynamaxing on turn 1. So I'm not sure there was a super safe play. I think leading Conkeldurr is just riskier, so I should have just gone with the Rotom lead that I initially wanted to go for. I think that actually probably would have been better. So this last game, we definitely got lucky. I'm assuming Trick Room is going to go up, so we're normally not in a great spot if that is the case. So I think we could have led better. And yeah, with these kind of games, like if you ever get super, super lucky, like you just want to look back and be like, okay, like did I need that luck or was it like game-changing RNG? And in this case, I think it definitely was game-changing RNG. In the second game, I think, or against the Whimsicott Charizard, I think that comes down to winning the speed tie between taunts, which is pretty ugly, but that's certainly, like, a lot of Whimsicotts don't carry taunts, so often if you are able to get it off and you win that speed tie, often just wins you the game outright, so I think it's worth going for that 50-50 often. So, yeah, that's going to be it for this one, guys. Thank you for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks again for 99K subs, guys. We're so close to 100K, and I'll see you guys real soon. Peace.